really wanted some power right now once H2K picked up that Baron and went for Brutalizer. He really needs Infinity Edge as fast as possible. It's such a massive spike for him because, again, when you crit on the barrels, it will crit the AoE damage. And then the good old crit plank is back, just even more deadly.
We'll have to find out if it's going to be more successful than the AP Gangplank.
Which lost and did nothing, so I think so.
Ago, but we're hitting that 30-minute point where that version got enabled. Vizichachi, 5-0-1. He already upgraded his ultimate once. Close to a second upgrade, farming exceptionally well with those powder kegs.
And he hit that very big spike on Gangplank. Level 13, your barrel, the charge time when it goes down of how quick you can shoot it is now down to 0.5 seconds with ticking down. So you can put it, get into max range, then to shoot it and explode it. So now it becomes extremely difficult to clear the barrels out if you are H2K because they tick down so fast, and if you get too close,
yeah, if you're H2K, what you want to do is rotate. The difficult part about rotating is that very often you enter choke points. Having to get through those, Gangplank ulti can cut off your escape, slow you down enough for people to catch up, especially Orianna speeding herself up, putting out the ball. Healer's Sang, phase second for some vision. He should be fine. So having control of this choke point is definitely what H2K will need to watch for. How do you beat that? Generally just by split pushing, putting deep vision, and using that Gnar to your advantage. You know, allow Odoamne to put pressure, and then use that teleport that we talked about earlier.
H2K's vision's been pretty good this game. You can see on the minimap they have relatively deep wards towards the top half of the map, where Odoamne spent a lot of his time. And in the previous game as well, they also put a lot of wards down, but they don't always make use of those wards.
So what H2K is trying to do right now is like fake the solo push with Hyun and have Rio linger around. Sadly for him, he was standing on a ward. They realized this, so they peel back and they start setting up for this dragon. But teleport comes in from Chachi though.
Vintage is completed for him, so he's a massive Gangplank right now.
It's salty.
If he connects a crit with that barrel onto Yanan, he's basically out of the fight, but we can see how H2K is saying, we don't want to risk that 5-on-5 team fight, so we're going to 1-3-1 split instead, trying to also fight out of the jungle, get away from these choke points you mentioned before. This was a very quick dragon though, and they got TP as well, so very key for their 1-3-1 setup coming in.
30 minutes into the game, and Chachi upgraded his Cannon Barrage a second time. Fire at will. As we've now crested that 30-minute mark. H2K still hold on to the gold lead that honestly they earned 20 to 25 minutes ago. But they cannot break through the wave clear that Orianna and Gangplank are putting forward, even with that Baron that they were able to sneak.
Yes, they can clear the waves that H2K push into them. However, they yield and sacrifice the map vision. Baron area is barren of wards. So if the H2K keep up this pressure, they can move back in, either decide to bait it or just simply burn it down. They have a lot of damage. Gnar, Tristana, and Elise can 3-man the Baron very easily. Well, for example, Ahri is just waiting for a pick, you know, with the added lantern to get her out of there without even forcing her ulti. So there's a lot of options for H2K, but there were a lot of options for H2K last game as well. They just didn't always choose the right one.
But I really like this move here, because what H2K is doing is because Baron is respawning, because they know they can play around it, they take the top wave and push it in so they can move from mid lane to the top one. That does two things. One, there's obviously a big wave you can use, or it was there a few seconds ago, but it also gives you the control of this top side jungle, which is what you need to play around. Face check into an Ahri, you're gonna die.
Two problems for H2K. One, that bottom wave is pushing away from them, so towards their own base. That is a soul push set up by UL. Second problem, Vizichachi. Those waves, they tend to disappear pretty quickly, and if they connect the damage like you see on Rio right there, one mistake in that setup that takes about a minute to complete, one mistake, one poke, ruins it all.
And I wondered how Chachi was going to perform on the Pirate. The answer is exceptional. Yana's got caught by the shockwave. The fire at will, Death's Daughter will not be enough to kill him because Kasing is there with the Lantern of Life.
Now he does escape, but this gives a window of approximately 30 seconds for Unicorns of Left to force something. They use GP ulti, they use Power of Evil Shockwave. Are they going to miss a
look for him? Chachi's in trouble. Oranges are good, but they're not that good. Barrel's going to pop on his powder keg, and Baron even going to give one more shot into Ryu. Or may be able to get away, and a lot thrown in, but nobody down yet.
Another very good flank, though, from Rio. Unicorns knew they had no control of the Baron, so they just had to move in and clear some vision away. Didn't really know where the rest of H2K were, so didn't start it wisely enough. Everyone else, though, still slowly but surely getting in the game. Power of Evil now, 3 items completed. H2K needs to be careful in these next fights because there's enough damage to one-shot them.
Yeah, fool me once or fool me twice, fool me 3 times and a barrel will explode in my face, so definitely want to be careful if you're H2K here. Running gets chunked, they spot Horo.
Well, going to turn onto him, Death Sentence doesn't connect. Yana did get some damage done, but Ryu, he's been soloed! Chachi has found him. Powder keg goes out and boom! Lulex is slowed. An aggressive Valkyrie from Vardags. He's going to get away from the death sentence, but that's a kill to UOL.
Such a good setup again, because Chachi gets to find a one-on-one against Ryu with no ulti. And whenever he gets it, he's going to win it. He's so fed now, 6 kills, late game. H2K, you were greedy, you got punished for it multiple times. Baron has been started though, Lulix is nearby, and this is still risky for Unicorn.
Oh, we saw a flash taunt there from Hillisang, and I think he may have hit it. Oduwamne's backed away. Baron was stopped, and H2K gave up no kills.
Yeah, again, Lulix at the back of the pit, threatening with a smite. It is harder on Elise because you obviously have to repel up and down, try to Q smite, combo, execute. Let's watch this again. Barrel into barrel. If you don't have perfect vision, Vizichachi will pick you off. He flashes over the charm and then decides to kill Ryu. Sidesteps.
500 gold.
Coming back, 500 gold. I do like me some gold. Playing the good old bank plank. Go to GP10 items. Don't need that. Just get the shutdowns instead.
And we have one of these games now where Unicorns as a team, like this is where they really shine. A game where Vardax is on the more defensive, the wave player duty on the Corki, and he's not going to be the main carry at all. Because look at his items again, he's pretty far behind. But because you have Chachi and Power Weaver leading the charge, they are the ones who will win the game for you. They are also the star players on this team when it comes to carrying.
I'm going to add, it's more than pretty far to Fischer, because if you look at the gold difference between Vardax and Hyanin, it's 3,000 gold that Hyanin has extra.
You always have to see why these things happen, and there's pretty much almost the difference between H2K and UL is because UL use him as a wave clearing resource where they need him. They funnel all of their side lane farm to their carries, Vizichachi and Power Eagle, to say, okay, we can win this fight on 2-man carries, and that's definitely true right now. All they need is Vardax to, clean up the Valkyrie aggressively. He is the steelback of this lineup right now.
And they can, Unicorns are playing so confidently. They're in the H2K side of the map. What will it cost them? They seem to be committed to this. Inner turret's been secured, while it looks like H2K are going for the Baron. They are onto the inhibitor turret. Baron will be called. Empowered recalls. 4 seconds to get back. Inhibitor turret is down. Unicorns of Love will be getting super minions in the bottom lane, but they know their opponents will be here quickly. That was a conscious decision from UOL.
UOL didn't want to try and dance around the Baron any longer, didn't want to risk walking into H2K. So they get the bot lane inhibitor, which normally would mean a lot if Baron is still alive, because you want the superminions on the bottom side. But H2K now is the chance to push. And the wave this on is going to mean a lot less for Unicorns with Baron.
Face check here from Kasing, because they want to get to the Dragon. Just down immediately, and it's Kasing in his feature. He said, yeah, well, he was saying he made that mistake. He face checked very predictably. Well, takes one to no one. Kasing goes down 5 against 4 with his fourth dragon right now. 5th. Math is hard.
It will be the 5th in total, but if H2K secure, it'll be their 4th dragon, which puts a 6-minute timer on Aspect. H2K have got their 2nd Baron of the game already. Dragons being focused down, 2,000 HP, gonna get chunked out. It's secured by H2K, but how many will they lose? Horo is gonna be able to take one before going down himself. A messy fight. 1 for 2 thus far. Ryu is going to get himself a double kill. Power of Evil and Chachi move. Ryu gets blown up. Power of Evil once more. He's looking for Hyanin. Can he cut him off? Hyanin's got some life steal. There's a teleport now coming in from Odoamne. And I think Power of Evil's going to get run down. Hyanin's going to get
Chachi's on his way, but
he's going to get that kill. So, messy fight to end it all.
Oh, I'm never a fan of seeing my AD carry Valk into the enemy team to try and clean it up. Had he stayed with Chachi and Power of Evil in the back line here for Unicorns of Love, they could potentially have turned it around after that crit. But H2K, 4 versus 5. Take the dragon, get the kills. Odoamne is back and he's hitting the inhibitor.
The biggest problem for the Unicorns is, yes, they get a pick, but well, who do you take away? Support, what do you use for that? Shockwave, one of their biggest zoning tools, and this just allows H2K to position and Ryu to go aggressively. What's this again? Barrels miss, so Chachi just uses combo. Lulix secures the dragon with the smite combo, and then the Horror just gets exploded. Ryu can comfortably play in this pit aggressively because Oduwamne is zoning in the front. If this was a Shockwave available, this fight would have been over, but this completely changes the way this fight is played, and obviously, yeah, baited.
Never worth it.
Oh,
never worth it.
35.
At best, you go 1 for 1, so it's never worth Valkyrieing in as an AD.
Especially because we also just talked about how this game is not about the Corki. Sit back, you're wave playing, you're killing turrets. It's your duty as an AD carry in this game here. Do not risk flashing forward here to try and take down Odoamne.
Now, as these teams set up vision, again, I just want to... For Baron from the Unicorns of Love. Why did they do that? Because it reduces the map from 3 lanes to 2, hopefully for them. maybe pick them off like they're picking off Lulex right now. No world, screw your pentakill.
H2K 2-0.